There was a young boy who lived in the South, and on one summer day he was by the Mississippi River, and he picked up some stones and threw it into the river. And he looked down at a number of yards on the river's edge, and he saw a dock. And on this dock there was an old man who was sitting. So the young boy goes down to talk to the old guy. And the young guy has so many questions that he asks this old man, where did the river begin? Where will it end? How deep is it? How wide is it? How many fish are in it? What kind of fish? And so on. And the old man tried to keep up with the young lad and answer his questions as patiently and as best as he could. But their conversation was interrupted by the shrill whistle of the River Queen, a paddle boat that was going downriver to New Orleans. And the boy saw the boat, and he started jumping and saying, I want to ride, I want to ride. The old man tried to calm him down, but the boy kept yelling, I want to ride. And the old man was saying to him, you know, you can't ride, I'm sorry. It's going down to New Orleans, you shouldn't go there, and so on. And the old man was amazed when the boat turned toward the dock. And after docking, put down the gangplank. And the young boy scampered up the gangplank. But before he enters the boat, he turns to the old man. He says, I knew that this boat would stop for me because the captain is my father. Jesus teaches that God is our Father, and God is someone that we can trust. The word he uses for father in the Aramaic, which was the language that Jesus spoke, was Abba. And many of you know that that is the very familiar sense, the family sense, the intimate sense of the word. In English, it would be probably better translated Papa or even Daddy. Evoking this trust, this love, this intimacy that happens in families. That's how we should relate to our Father. Our Father in heaven is not some distant, intangible, unapproachable being, but he loves us more than we love ourselves. And you know, that's the hardest thing to believe in. I think it's the hardest thing to believe that how much we are loved. But that is the whole story of our redemption. Christ came to show us and to demonstrate that love. Jesus uses a parable in our gospel today to underscore this, and he talks about a man who has settled down for the evening with his family. Now, we're talking first century Palestine. And those homes, mostly, for most people, because most people were very poor, were just one-room dwellings. So everything happened in that room. You ate, you bathed, you slept. Everything happened in that one-room dwelling. And of course, there were no electricity. There was no electricity, no lights. So when the sun went down, everybody went to bed. And that included all the kids. It included perhaps the family dog, perhaps a couple of chickens as well. So anyway, around midnight, this neighbor comes pounding on the door. And the guy says, "Shh, what do you want?" He says, a friend of mine has just arrived, and I have nothing to feed him. And you know, hospitality in that culture was so very important. And he says, please give me some bread. I at least give him that. And the man said, we're all in bed. I don't want to disturb anybody. Sorry, come back tomorrow. But the guy pleads with him. And finally, the household is awakening, and the dog is barking, and the chickens are crowing, and the kids are getting restless. So the man says, okay, I'm here. Here's some bread. Go give it to your friend. So what is Jesus teaching us about God here? Is God like that man who is badgered into giving his friend something? Some of the parables of Jesus about God are not how God is like, but how God is not like. And this is one of them, in a sense, that God is not badgered into giving us things. It may seem like it sometimes, but that's not true. He loves us, and he won't give us stuff that's going to hurt us. He's going to give us something that is going to help us. Now, it may not be exactly what we asked for, but it would be better. It would be better. So we have to trust in God, as Jesus is teaching. Trust in our loving Father, who is always with us. Now, also in this gospel reading, we note that Jesus doesn't say, my Father, doesn't say, give me my daily bread, forgive me my trespasses. It's always plural. Forgive us our trespasses. Give us our daily bread, our Father. So when we speak to God, we always keep in mind the community of which we are a part. We are the body of Christ. And when we ask for our needs to be met, we should think of the needs of our neighbor. Sometimes those needs are greater than our own. So God is our loving Father. He is more like the man in the story who is carefully protecting his family, doesn't want them disturbed, wants to keep them at peace, wants to be with them and help them. That's the way our God is. So we need to trust in God, in the good times and in the bad times. And the good times and the bad times come to all of us. Especially trust him in the bad times. It's hard to do that sometimes. Believe me, I'm an expert in the bad times. And I know that trusting in God is our salvation. It is our redemption. Trusting in God is our future happiness. I think when the bad times come, we have a choice to make. We can live in fear of the future, or we can live in trust in God, and pray to him with affection, with love, and with trust. I have a little prayer, a short prayer, that I'd like to share with you today. I entitled this prayer, I Trust You, Lord. Loving Father, be with me when things get out of hand, when I hurt so terribly with pain I cannot stand. Worry sometimes fills up my life and my eyes with tears. Be my strength, my hope, my God, and remove all my fears. To live in fear is such a shame, To think that you're not here. My faith is lacking in your love when faith gives way to fear. Oh my God, I trust in you. Help me trust you more. Be with me when things go wrong. I trust you, oh my Lord.